So Apple is finally doing it. And honestly, the latest leaks completely rewrite everything we expected for their hardware lineup this year. If you have been keeping up with the rumor mill, you probably know people have been talking about a folding iPhone for years. It always felt like one of those mythical products we would never actually see. But according to a massive new supply chain report from Nikkei Asia, this is no longer just a concept. Apple has officially ordered their suppliers to drastically ramp up production for their very first foldable phone, the one everyone is calling the iPhone Ultra. They are now targeting around 10 million units for 2026. Now, to put that into perspective, just a few months ago, the absolute best case scenario from supply chain analysts was sitting somewhere around 7 to 8 million units. So, why the sudden jump? Well, a 30% bump in production targets does not just happen by accident. Tim Cook did not just wake up and decide to take a massive financial gamble on a whim. It tells us something huge is going on behind the scenes at Cupertino. It strongly suggests that Apple's notoriously strict supply chain has finally stabilized for this brand new form factor. But more importantly, it shows they are expecting some seriously heavy demand from buyers. Aiming to move 10 million units of an unproven smartphone category right out of the gate is a massive flex, especially when you consider this thing is expected to cost well over $2,000. That is a huge chunk of cash for a phone. So, what exactly gave the executives this much confidence? The answer seems to be that they finally cracked the two biggest engineering nightmares that have plagued foldable phones since day one. First, let us talk about the hinge. We all know the horror stories of early foldables feeling crunchy, making weird noises, or getting loose after a few months of normal use. Nobody wants to spend $2,000 on a device that feels fragile in your hands, but fresh reports suggest Apple has developed a completely custom liquid metal hinge. This new material is supposed to offer way better structural integrity while drastically cutting down on internal wear and tear. That means the folding mechanism should feel just as smooth and snappy a year from now as it does the moment you take it out of the box. And then there's the screen crease. That annoying visible line down the middle of the display that catches the glare and completely ruins the immersion. I do not know about you, but that crease is the main reason I have stayed away from folding phones so far. Well, Apple has reportedly figured out a way to practically eliminate it. They're aiming to deliver a seamless, ultra-premium viewing experience that makes current foldables look like early prototypes. It really looks like these two major hardware breakthroughs gave Apple the green light to speed up their production timeline. If the current release schedule holds up, we are looking at the iPhone Ultra launching right alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max this September. Apple is not just dropping another standard camera upgrade, they are creating a whole new ultra-premium tier at the very top of their lineup. It is shaping up to be their biggest hardware expansion in a long time. Now, let us get into the actual specs, because they are honestly wild. On the inside, the Apple Foldable is rumored to feature a massive 7.8-inch OLED main display. That is basically iPad mini territory right in your pocket. Imagine watching videos or multitasking on a screen that big, and when you snap it shut, you are not left with a useless tiny screen. You reportedly get a very functional 5.5-inch cover display on the outside for regular smartphone tasks. Powering all those pixels will be Apple's next-generation silicon, the A20 Pro chip. This absolute monster of a processor is going to be built on TSMC's cutting-edge 2nm process, which means massive leaps in both speed and battery efficiency. Wrap all of that tech in a premium titanium frame, throw some high-end dual 48-megapixel rear cameras on the back, and things get even more interesting. There are even solid rumors that Apple is bringing Touch ID back, integrating the fingerprint sensor directly into the side power button instead of relying solely on Face ID. If all these specs pan out, combined with that nearly invisible crease and the liquid metal hinge we just talked about, the iPhone Ultra will easily be the most advanced piece of technology Apple has ever shipped. But before you get your wallet ready and start planning camping trips outside the Apple Store, there is a catch. Even with the production target bumped up to 10 million units, actually buying an iPhone Ultra on launch day is going to be a battle. Early supply chain leaks indicate that Apple is going to keep initial store shipments pretty tight. Their plan is to start small, ensure the manufacturing yields are absolutely perfect, and then gradually scale up the output over the following months. It is a classic Apple move. They would rather deal with product shortages and angry customers than compromise on their incredibly strict quality control standards. They want to make sure every single $2,000 device leaving the factory is flawless. So, if these new 10 million unit targets from Nikkei Asia are accurate, the days of treating the Apple Foldable like a wild internet fantasy are over. The iPhone Ultra is very real. It is entering the final stages of production, and it is going to completely shake up the smartphone market this September. All eyes are on Apple right now, and the hype is getting very real. But I have to ask you guys the most important question. With the massive 7.8-inch screen, the titanium build, the liquid metal hinge, and the A20 Pro chip, would you actually drop $2,000 on Apple's first folding phone? Or are you sticking with the regular iPhone 18 Pro? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.